One message, written in haste, carved in clay, never sent. The enemy is at the gates. Send reinforcements immediately. But the help never came. And by morning, Ugarit was gone. A city that had thrived for centuries, trading with Egypt, allying with Hittites, inventing its own written language, erased almost overnight. Burned, buried, and forgotten for over 3,000 years. What happened that night? Who was the enemy? And how did one of the most sophisticated cities of the ancient world collapse in a single generation? This is the story of Ugarit and the night its empire vanished. Chapter 1: The Jewel of the Mediterranean. Before its fall, Ugarit was one of the most influential coastal cities of the Late Bronze Age. Located in what is now modern-day Syria, it stood at the crossroads of great civilizations between Egypt, the Hittite Empire, Mesopotamia, and the Aegean world. Its wealth came not from conquest, but from commerce. Ugarit was a trading powerhouse. Its harbors buzzed with ships from Cyprus, Crete, Egypt, and beyond. Merchants bought and sold copper, tin, ivory, oil, grain, wine, and fine textiles. Palaces and temples filled the skyline. Art and literature flourished. But Ugarit wasn't just rich, it was cultured. Its scribes developed an alphabetic cuneiform script, arguably one of the earliest true alphabets in human history. In an age where most writing systems used hundreds of symbols, Ugarit's system had only 30 letters. It was simple, efficient, revolutionary. From royal correspondence to religious poetry, Ugarit's archives revealed a world of diplomacy, drama, and divine mythology. And then everything stopped. Chapter 2: The Storm on the Horizon. By the 13th century BCE, the Late Bronze Age was thriving, but fragile. Empires were interconnected through treaties and trade routes, but also stretched thin. Famines, rebellions, and earthquakes tested their strength. Then came something far worse. Around 1200 BCE, entire civilizations began to fall. The Hittite Empire collapsed. Mycenaean cities were destroyed. Egyptian power receded. Historians call it the Bronze Age collapse, a period when nearly every major power in the Eastern Mediterranean either vanished or was critically weakened. And at the heart of that chaos was Ugarit. The city had strong ties with both Egypt and the Hittites. It was a strategic ally and a vital trade link, but its location also made it a target. In the final years, signs of panic appeared. Letters recovered from Ugarit's archives describe growing tension, invasions along the coast, disrupted trade, and rumors of foreign fleets. One king of Ugarit, Amurapi, wrote to his ally in Cyprus, "My father, behold, the enemy ships came. My cities were burned, and they did evil things in my land." And then came the final letter, the one that was never sent, buried in ash, still readable today. "The enemy is at the gates. Send reinforcements immediately." Who was the enemy? That's the mystery. Chapter 3: The Sea People, Ghosts of the Collapse. Ancient Egyptian records, especially those from Pharaoh Ramses III, mention a terrifying coalition of invaders called the Sea People. They arrived suddenly, by land and sea, burning cities, cutting down empires, and leaving devastation behind. Ramses claimed to have defeated them, but many of his neighbors weren't so lucky. Were the Sea People the ones who burned Ugarit? It's likely. They struck at the right time, along the right coastline, with overwhelming force. Their identity is still debated. Some say they were displaced Mycenaeans. Others suggest pirates, mercenaries, or even climate refugees driven to desperation. Whoever they were, they moved fast. Ugarit never stood a chance. The city was looted, torched, and abandoned. Not even its name survived. Chapter 4: Lost and Found, the rediscovery of Ugarit. For over 3,000 years, Ugarit was buried beneath a mound of earth and silence. Then, in 1928, a Syrian farmer near the village of Ras Shamra struck something hard while plowing his field. It turned out to be a stone tomb, just the beginning. Archaeologists soon uncovered Ugarit. What they found was stunning. Massive palace walls, temples, libraries, and clay tablets, thousands of them. Through these tablets, Ugarit's world was resurrected. We discovered their gods, their trade routes, their diplomacy, even their poetry. But perhaps the most haunting discovery? That last letter, frozen in time. A desperate cry for help that never arrived. If this story gives you chills, hit the like button and subscribe. Because next, we're diving deeper into the chaos of the Bronze Age collapse and uncovering how entire empires vanished with almost no trace. Chapter 5: Why Ugarit Matters. You might wonder, why does a forgotten city from 3,000 years ago still matter? Because Ugarit was a canary in the coal mine. Its fall marked a turning point. When it burned, it signaled the collapse of an age built on cooperation, commerce, and balance. The alphabet they developed influenced later writing systems, including Phoenician, an ancestor to Greek and Latin. Their myths echo in later Near Eastern traditions. Their downfall is a case study in how fragile even advanced societies can be. And here's the eerie truth. Ugarit was part of a global system, interconnected, interdependent, complex. Sound familiar? When one part fell, the others couldn't hold. It's a cautionary tale, one that feels uncomfortably modern. Final words. In the end, Ugarit didn't just fall, it vanished. A city with libraries, poets, laws, and temples was reduced to scorched clay and buried letters. For centuries, the world forgot it even existed, until the earth gave up its secret. And from that ash, a lost empire whispered its name once more. If this video made you see ancient history differently, share it. And tell us in the comments, do you think Ugarit fell because of invasion or something even bigger? And don't miss our next video, Greek fire, the ancient weapon that burned on water. Another lost secret that changed the ancient world.